Welcome back, y'all, to this episode's offering of photographic mayhem and madness from the team at Thumbs Up Photography. If we're new to you, do consider taking a look at our previous offerings, where we take you along on our photographic journeys in town and country, both in the UK and further afield. Our aims are to inspire you, to make you think, and hopefully share a few bangers on the way. So welcome back to Thumbs Up, the photography show.
Hello and welcome back to this week's show. I've come to a new woodland for me this morning called Piper's Hill, just south of Birmingham. I came here for two main reasons. One, it's a woodland I've not explored before. I always love exploring new woodlands. And two, it said potentially there'd be a freezing fog. Now, driving on the way here, my car was showing about -2 and we were certainly driving through some freezing fog. But I've got here, and while it is blooming freezing, unfortunately we don't have the fog at the moment. But there is lots of fog around, so let's see how the morning develops. But in the meantime, here's what's coming up in this week's episode.
Today, for your delectation, we offer you tips on scouting woodlands, breathtaking walks, wildlife, fabulous follies and nightscapes. Along the way, we shall reflect and offer words of, wisdom.
I think we spotted something up above me. So today, or this morning, I'm in Leicestershire, and some of you might recognise this building. It's a slog up, I tell you. One reason is they don't open the car park anymore, not till 8 o'clock, so I have to park right down the road, walk up. It's twice as far, gutted. I've come to Bradgate Park. So what I've got to decide is what I'm going to photograph at first light, whether I try and incorporate old John or I go roam around, see if I can get some of these old oaks that are down the bottom there, or even some deer. But I think for a change, I'm going to stop up here, because normally I'll just go down and photograph the old oaks. So, and I've never actually photographed old John at sunrise. Maybe because it probably comes from the wrong angle, to be honest with you. But we shall see. I'm puffing like a good one, puffing like an absolute good one. A nice crescent moon out there, and it should be a real nice morning. So for now, I'll hand you back over to Dave.
Travelling to the heart of London from anywhere north of the Watford Gap is not something that many of us would relish, let alone Dave with his very happy face today. But that's a face of concentration, for he has one mission: to bring us to the heart of the big smoke, to scout some fantastic locations for a very specific type of photography. One that will excite some and others will find daunting. Whatever your perspective, enjoy.
Yeah, thanks Steve. So this week I'm in London, as you probably see, for St Paul's there behind me, and I've come down to do some nightscapes with one. So this turn around, there's a shard, and I'm going to turn around a bit more, see some big skyscrapers. So I'm a little bit early, but there's a really nice shot from this bridge, which is called the Millennium Bridge of St Paul's in the background. And I want to talk to you about architectural photography. I haven't done it for a long time, but what you need to do with architecture, you got to think about your verticals, and if you tip the camera up, what's going to happen is your verticals are going to converge together. Now there is lots of software that will do that or sort that out for you, but the best thing to do really is to try and get high or level, and certainly use the telephoto lens, so as far as possible. The other thing to use, or the best way to do it, is to use a shift lens or a 5.4 plate camera or something. I haven't got either of those things, so we're going to shoot this from the bridge. I'm going to hand hold this. The Olympus has got stabilisation on the body, so I can go down to about a quarter of a second at least. I can go down to about 1 second. The people going past me should be blurred, and the building itself should be sharp.
I know it's going to be a blue sky day, but I was hoping for a little bit of cloud. We've got a little bit, and that's probably why I'm not feeling it. But I've given me the option of photographing deer as well, and that's why I've come to this location. So I've just taken a couple of tester shots, nothing more than that. Can't do any more till light happens and and what have you. And then when the light does come up, I will probably get the long lens on and go a little walk round and see what else we can capture. It'd be nice if the cloud would be behind old John. We're going to get some nice side light, but natural light in the clouds is not going to work. So either go down around the side and photograph from the side. But the reason why I've come around here is because we can see the arch of the building. And I want to see the arch. Now the only other option I've got is going all the way around the back and we're shooting up. So that actually, you know what, I'm going to have a look at that, because I've walked up that area but I couldn't see it because it was so dark. Now we've got a little bit of a light coming in. Maybe that is actually the shot. So I've actually found a composition that I quite like, and I've come round the other side. Now I'm not going to get all the old John in, but you know what? I think it still works because we've got this fantastic rock formation in the foreground, and it's gonna catch a little bit of side light. And we've sort of, I would say, just over 90 degrees towards the sun, maybe a touch more, so we're going to get a little bit of side light. I even might be able to move around a little bit more. One of the reasons is I'm hiding the trees behind us, just one tree coming in the top right hand corner, or in the right hand side of the image, sorry, not the corner. But I might be able to hide that. But if I go down low and hide it, naturally, I'm losing some of the old John as well. So it's a little bit of a fine tune. Biggest problem I've got is there's just no sky there. So all I'm after is side light and colour. It's just going to be a little bit of a glow coming in from that left hand side, which will be quite nice actually. And then I'll crop the top off, probably 16 by 9 type thing. I might just move around a touch more and I'll try and hide this tree on the right hand side. I'm just thinking, yeah, I could actually move a little bit and try and hide it and get a little bit even better perspective on it. Things are not working probably as well as I thought here. I've got a composition set up of the old John with the rock formation in the foreground here, and an old John on the left hand side, opening for a bit of side light, but the only bit of cloud is where the sun's going to rise. That's typical. I know. It's absolutely typical.
Great job. Thanks, Steve. Some absolutely cracking images there from Bradgate Park. I'm sure you'll all agree. But now, over to myself. I want to talk to you about my happy place, the woodland. I absolutely love being out in the woodland, especially in these foggy conditions that we have this morning, trying to piece together some images. What I want to talk to you about this morning is how I go about woodland photography and what I'm actually looking for when I'm trying to piece these images together. So what am I looking for when I'm out in the woodland? Well, as counterintuitive as it might sound, I'm not actually looking for trees. Well, I am, but not in the way that you might imagine. So while I am looking for trees, I'm actually looking more at the interaction between the trees. So just behind me here, you've probably seen it already, you've got this really quite dominant oak tree here. That is kind of the star of the show in this scene. But what really brings this image together is the way that this main tree is kind of reaching out with these branches to the oaks on the left-hand side here. Now, I don't want to sound crazy here, but for me, it kind of tells a story of this main sort of master of the forest, if you like, this massive oak, being sort of the master of all that surrounds it. And all the other trees are kind of looking up to it. That's what I'm seeing here. You know, with these arms reaching out to these other trees, he's kind of sort of like saying, you do this, you do that. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but that's kind of just the way that my mind is wired. So yeah, I have taken this image here in a 3x2 crop with this main oak on the right-hand side reaching out to its siblings in the background there. And with this beautiful fog and golden light we've got coming up for the moment, it really makes quite a nice scene. So I'll put this photo on screen for you now, and I'll pass you back over to Dave in London to see how his shoot is progressing.
So the classic shot is over here. Right in the centre, there's a guy here with the tripod already, so I don't want to disturb him, but I'm going to wait my time. It's going to be really nice, got some really lovely clouds. Done a handheld shot of this, which was about a quarter of a second, which means that the people are blurred. So Paul's hopefully isn't. Here comes that image. So I've moved higher up the bridge, less of the walkway. Got some pictures of that. It's a really nice book. Let me show you the square mile. So I've moved back to this shot, which is the one I wanted to get. So it looks really lovely at night time. Got a long 15-second exposure going on. Architectural photography, cityscapes, fantastic fun. You want to see more, then go and check out my own personal blog.
Great job there, Dave. Some fantastic images there. I'd love to have a go at cityscape sometime, but I'm still in the woodland here, and I have just taken my second image. Pretty much what you can see on the camera here. On your right hand side, you've got this beautiful oak tree here, which a moment ago had some beautiful diffused soft light coming in, just kissing the side of the tree here. It looks spectacular on the back of the camera. I've been really careful again with the placement of the camera here to make sure I'm cutting out a big portion of sky which is to the right off the camera here, because yeah, it's a bit distracting in the scene. And going back to what I was talking to you about a moment ago, again, I've been very careful with the placement of the branches just to make sure they fit nicely within the scene. And again, I've got that interaction between trees. Obviously the main focal point is this oak tree that I'm standing next to here, but it's the way it's kind of reaching out to trees on the right hand side and trees on the left hand side there in the background. And for once, I've actually included a path in my woodland photography, which I don't normally do. But in this case, I think it really works because it does lead the eye straight through past this magnificent oak into the oaks there in the background. So I'm going to put this photo on screen for you now. And then what I'm going to do is pass you over to Soggy, who's in Yorkshire, photographing our second folly of the day. Over to you, Soggy.
Hey up, that was some interesting stuff there from the lads. Very different from each other. Steve with his deer park and Dave with his cityscape. I'm not sure I envy Dave and his cityscape, if I'm being honest. I'm not a big city kind of guy, and cities don't get much bigger than London, do they? So yeah, I think I'll take a leaf out of Steve's book and I'm going to start my day with a folly. I don't know if you can see it on the horizon, that little spike on the horizon. That's Wainman's Pinnacle. So that means I'm on the very edge of the Yorkshire Dales. So my day is hopefully going to kick off with this. We're hopefully going to get sunrise, and then I'm going to head off into the Yorkshire Dales, and I'm going to try and steer away from my usual waterfalls. I'm going to try and get some limestone. I'm out with a client, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to talk to you guys. But yeah, if you want to see how my day gets on, join me in a little while.
As you can see, I've got a lot of deer around me at the top here. So what I've done is put the tripod away for a bit, and I'm actually going to try and shoot the deer. So I'm going to go handheld. I'll put my wrist strap on the camera. I'm going to go handheld and try and capture a couple of these deer. They're not the deer I want, but there's a load more down the bottom there, which I think I'm going to head towards and try and capture. And then the sun will be rising and everything will change again. Okay, let's see if we can grab a quick shot, and then we'll walk around with camera in hand and see if we can get a landscape shot, but not counting out these lovely deer. I walked down to where the deer were. That's all I've got to say. Were. Not here anymore. But in the distance there, we've got Lady Jane's old abandoned palace, whatever it is, building. But we've got the light coming through it, all that atmosphere, all them rays of light coming through. I'm trying to not get the sun in the shot. And then again, I'm changing, I'm walking around again, changing my settings just in case I bump into some deer. But the atmosphere here is beautiful. What I was hoping is, as I come round here, as I flanked round here, we'd get deer backlit, a bit like this building's all backlit and all the atmosphere spreading around. It looks phenomenal. It does look phenomenal. It's fantastic at the moment. It's very bright because I'm looking directly into the sun, so I'm actually cutting that sun out of the image and getting that lovely vista shot. I think I'm going to leave the camera on the tripod for a moment, walk down here, just round the corner, and see if I can get a better position on this subject, or even another subject down there somewhere. Okay, so we have deer just round the corner, so they've actually moved around a bit. So what I'm going to do now is, I've just grabbed another shot of the building, and then I'm going to move around and see if I can get a shot of these deer. So I'll pack the tripod away and see what I can get. They're just round the corner. If I'd have walked around the other way, I'd have got them. Damn it. Okay, so I can't actually put you down, but I've got a stag here, and they've all, I can hear the rangers calling them, so obviously they're calling them for food. But in the middle of this group, if I turn around, the group's waiting on the left-hand side there, and then the stag is almost stopping them, or they're waiting for him to go, but the odd one runs past him every now and again. So there's a bit of order there going on, but they're all there looking, all the deer around me are just looking, whoever's calling. So it's fantastic. I'm actually lay down. It's bloody freezing, but it's going to be worth it, I think, because he's probably just about to move on actually. Yeah, they're going to move on. There they go. I don't know. They might be back. I think they've spotted something up above me. It's cold. There we go, he's coming back, he's back. And I want him in the grasses. It's just, again, that's it.
Oh, an SD card full of photos. Does anyone else dread the big salt after a shoot like this?
Trying to get right down low so we can get his perspective on it. But they're actually moving away, moving the opposite way to which way I thought, which might actually be not a bad thing. He's coming above me now, where I come from. So I'm going to have to get up and see what's happening. I'm actually the wrong side of them now with the sun. I'm in between them and the sun. I want the sun sort of backlit in them, or side light. Well, what a morning, what a great morning. I think I've got some nice shots of the deer. I might get a few more while I'm here because I'm just in the right position, and with their breath as they're breathing, looks fantastic, and that golden light. So I'm going to get a few more shots here. I think it works so much better with them backlit. I'm quite relaxed now. I'm just here. All I'm waiting for is him to lift his head up. That's all I'm waiting for. And I also like it when he moves as he's breathing, because we get that condensation running past his body as well. That works quite well. Even the little bambies are quite nice. Like that one. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Look right at me. There we go. Stag's looking at me. There you go. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah. That's what we want. Lift his head up. Wow. Now he's putting on a show. What a beautiful animal.
Okay, well when your SD card is full of these beauties, I guess it's not really a hardship.
That was amazing. Guys, hope you've had a good day, as much as what I am. But I'm definitely done now.
Time for a well-earned coffee and a bacon butty, that man.
I'm going home.
With a huge smile on your face, eh, Steve?
See you guys.
Aw.
See you too.
See ya. Back to Smiler Sugden at a really interesting location and an athletic jaunt up this hill. Phew. Now, even though this is an interesting location, I think many of us would have an issue thinking, crikey, where on earth do I start now? Well, Gary, help us unpack this location, please.
Well, that sunrise, it never really kicked off. I just didn't get those pyrotechnics I was hoping for. But what I did get, I got some lovely texture, some contrast in those clouds. So yeah, certainly an interesting sky. And what I've done is I've set myself up in a vertical orientation. I've got that pinnacle over on the right hand side, and it's built on a rocky escarpment. So on the left it just falls away in a sheer cliff, and I've managed to incorporate a lovely rock arch into the scene. So I'm going to capture this image, I'm going to put it on the screen in a moment, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to head off, meet up with my client. I'm going to have a bit of a chinwag with him, decide what he wants to do with his day, probably have a pot of coffee and a bacon butty, and then we're going to head into the Dales. So if you want to see what I get up to in limestone country, why not head over to my main channel? There'll be a link somewhere down in the description below, and yeah, it'd be lovely to see you over there. But in the meantime, here's some more content.
This place, it's got such potential, really interesting. A little part of me thinks, I wonder what it would look like also in infrared. In the meantime, let's see some of Mr. Sugden's lovely shots.
Great job, Suggy. What a fantastic location that is. And you've got some cracking images as well. It has reminded me though, I do need to get back up to Yorkshire. Get in touch. Anyway, as you can see, I'm still in the woodland and I've been walking around for quite some time now. Haven't really seen any more shots worth taking, but that doesn't matter. I've just been out this morning and really thoroughly enjoyed myself. Explored a whole new woodland to me, and it's one I'll come back to as the seasons progress. But I'm going to head back to the car now. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode with Steve at Bradgate Park, Dave down in London doing cityscape, and Suggy up in Yorkshire photographing a folly, and obviously myself here in this beautiful woodland. If you have enjoyed it, why not hit the like button? And if you've really enjoyed it, why not subscribe to the channel? Also, just to mention as well, we run a highly successful Facebook community called Thumbs Up Photography. There's a link in the description. It's a fun and friendly community where you can share your photos, get advice, and also take part in some fun and friendly competitions that we have. Anyway, that's all from us this week. Here's what's coming up next week.
Dave and Martin do street with the helping hand of a mystery guest who really knows their stuff. Steve, Martin and Colin go above the clouds as they visit a fantastic location in the Peak District. And Dave and Suggy, well, they're off to the Arctic Circle. I hope they've packed their thermals. Meanwhile, thank you for joining us. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Enjoy the images.